Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, embarked on a journey to celebrate and empower the youth of today's young healthcare professionals and allowed South Africans to acknowledge these individuals by voting for them. Now let's meet the judges behind this campaign. Pharmacist and TV personality Nicole, investigative journalist Derek Watts, head of Brandstudio JERUSHA RAATH, and myself, of course, Lisa Tembe. Thank you guys for joining us. Some virtually and some on the couch. Nicole, now as a judge, how important was having season 2 of Sponsors of Brave?
I think it's been the perfect, most needed end to 2020. What an intense year it's been. And we actually started this year with the first season of Sponsors of Brave. And what Adcock Ingram OTC has done is they've actually created a campaign that's recognizing those unsung heroes in healthcare that have literally saved our lives this year. I think more than ever we've needed to recognize and realize the value that they've added, and now to take it to the next generation. What a way to end off the year with a message of hope and positivity, that let's look and focus at the upcoming medical students, at the interns and community service students. I mean, I know what it's like to be there, and I'd never faced that sort of grueling, intense process in the middle of a global pandemic. So yes, it's time to shine a spotlight on them, what they've been doing, and who's going the extra mile.
So when you were going through the judging process and you were trying to eye out your candidates, what were you looking for in the winners?
Well, I must say, with a background as a pharmacist, I looked at it with a completely different set of eyes, because I actually got quite emotional watching their stories. These people have been wanting to do this for years, some of them their entire life. All they've dreamt of is being a doctor or a pharmacist. And now they're doing it amidst these incredibly difficult circumstances. And even with those circumstances, they're going above and beyond. And they're doing things that I could never have imagined doing, not even now, never mind in their formative stages of their careers.
Absolutely. My mind is just blown, Derek, when it comes to this campaign and essentially who it's highlighted. Now, this campaign has provided a platform for growth and mentorship. But why was this important for our future healthcare workers?
This sounded good from the start, and it's been an amazing journey for me because, in fact, we've actually had 3 stages. The first was recognizing the brave journalists we have in this country, which was also a fantastic step. And then, of course, as we said, recognizing qualified pharmacists and healthcare workers. And it was such a logical move to go to what you would call students and undergraduates and those recently graduated. And as we were saying, the stories were really emotional, a lot of them. And if you look at our winners from where they're from and the journey that they've had, I looked a lot, to be honest, at their background. And some might say, it's something we shouldn't bring into the judging. I don't know. But I thought that has to come into it. I wanted to see their achievements since they'd started their studies. I wanted to see the comments of the mentors and, of course, the colleagues. I wanted to hear their vision for the future, what they wanted to, change in life, and especially in South Africa and possibly back where they came from. And also, I wanted to hear that they'd been active during the pandemic. And as it happens, I think a lot of them were. And for me, that gave them an extra, maybe not a whole point, but certainly a fraction of a point.
I have to agree with you, Derek. But Derek, what has been then your own personal take out of the Adcock Ingram OTC Sponsors of Brave campaign and the nominees, of course?
Personally, I think it was a very brave step, and I'm not just saying it for Adcock Ingram OTC to start Sponsors of Brave, because it started big. Really, if you go back, I think it started with codeine and codeine addiction. At least they were willing to face this. I mean, cough syrup was being sold around the country in gallons for codeine addiction. And at least they were able to face this and say what we're going to do about it. So that's my first take, is that it was just a great idea for a pharmaceutical company to step up and say, look, there is a problem, we're doing something about it. And the other thing is, that what is it like to spend years of your life studying, okay? And you are really like maybe 8-10 hours a day in a back room, What recognition do you get? And not a lot. And I think it's just amazing to hear the devotion of some of these young people who are determined to make a difference And when you look at our winners, they want to make a big difference.
Absolutely. I mean, JERUSHA, welcome back. So I have to find out from you, as one of our final judges, I have to touch base. What does bravery mean to you? And what were you looking for out of these young nominees?
I think just having viewed these incredible entries and the nominee stories, what bravery meant to me after interacting with this content was bravery is somebody who's willing to put themselves second and to put their communities first, to serve during a difficult time without thinking about themselves, and actually being willing to put themselves in harm's way sometimes to bring a service to the people around them. I walk away with renewed hope and optimism in South Africa's youth. We have a generation of young people who are willing to take the lead and to do things that this country desperately needs, to lead with compassion and with heart. And that's what we've seen this campaign through.
I love the fact that some of our nominees decided to go, study, come back and practice where they grew up. And for me, that's what I was looking for. So thank you so much, not only for being a voice to such an incredible campaign, but picking a winner that I'm looking forward to announcing soon. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Thanks, Palesa.
Thank you so much, Derek and JERUSHA.
To have a very festive season, but not too festive. Social distancing.
Thank you so much, JERUSHA.
Thank you, Palesa. Thanks for having me.
Now, on a daily basis, our journalists and public personalities speak for all of us with integrity. As judges, we want to thank them for being a part of this amazing campaign, and we especially thank them for their continuous courage and hard work. Next, we find out who the winners are of Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, the next generation.
Sponsors of Brave, the next generation of Brave.